Peace to the family. Just want to say what's up. How's everybody doing? Hopefully your mama and them, your daddy and them, your cousin over from the east side. Hopefully your cousins on the east side is doing well, you feel me? How your mama doing? I ain't heard from her in a while. But other than that, man, you know me, I'm just chilling, staying out the way. I want to talk about masculine energy. Yeah, I want to talk about masculine energy because a lot of times when we look at masculine and feminine energies, we imagine that men should have masculine energy and women should have feminine energy. But that's not always the case. But then when I notice that, say for instance, like a woman is utilizing her masculine energy, is not intentional. It's reactionary. So it's like I am now in this situation where I overcame this bad thing, right? And now because I've overcame this bad thing, the thing that I've done to overcome this bad thing ultimately is a good thing. And that's not necessarily true because you could be relying on your masculine energy to cope. When in fact, it's cool that you can pay your bills, it's cool that you can make money, it's cool that you can do all of these things, but in the realms of attracting a positive energy, maintaining a positive energy, and ultimately letting go of positive energy is all tied into relationships. Now, if you imagine the relationship game to be one-sided, everything that you particularly want it to be, then once again, you're utilizing masculine energy. You're saying, this is the type of guy I want, or this is the type of woman I want, and this is what I'm going to get. That's masculine energy. And I'm saying this because I feel like people don't realize that they are the repellent to their desires based upon their masculine energy, because the laws of lust for result is if I want something, then I do not have it. To which if I have something, then my energy and response system is completely different. Now, this society, based on choices, will create negative energies and vibrations. If you fuck with thug dudes, they gonna do thug shit. They not gonna support you and tap into your feminine energy. They gonna fuck this shit out of you and peace the fuck out once you have the baby. And that's general, right? But ultimately, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case if a thug dude was to have sex with a woman and think like have a relationship. So I don't have no sympathy for energies and reflections of the past. Well, I was with a dude who was this and that and the third. Well, you're gonna put that energy on me, and I'm not even that type of dude. So if you deal with a person and you hear their sob stories about their ex, and then they want to get with you, that's masculine energy. Because what's the alternative to this? You could actually be proactive and initiative about a guy and also understand that there is no guarantees. Meaning that you can shower a man with love and not want nothing in return. But if you are reactionary, you're going to sprinkle a little love dust on him to see how he responds. Obviously, like a general good person is a good person every day. You can read his Carfax, you can talk to his mama, you can talk to his cousins, brothers. Oh, that's a good dude right there. Yeah, he A1, he stand up, he this, he that, he okay. If you get the research and you do the Carfax, then you don't play mind games and wait for him to come to you. You just shower him with abundance love, and you wouldn't necessarily do that because you would want a positive response from him. That's masculine energy. What's feminine energy is when a person is who they are without any understanding of how the world is going to respond to them. When you experience feminine energy, the concept is, why is this woman so nice? Or why is this man so nice? Why is this person giving me this love? I don't even know this person, and they just giving me an abundance of love. What's your trick? What's your motive? Oh, this is just your disposition. You are a feminine energy being. You are a goddess. So the nature of God or the nature of goddess is never a person to say like, oh, I had to go to the store for God and shit. I had to get a pack of cigarettes, some games, and an Old English. Meaning that the God or the goddess is taken care of. So when you tune in and tap into the God or the goddess gives. The goddess be like, well, all right, I'm gonna give you this situation. I'm gonna give you this rent money. But whenever I need you to go to the store and get me a blunt, I'm gonna need you to go do that for me. Meaning that God gives with no strings attached. To which a lot of people tap into frequencies and energies and call themselves goddesses. And then if you ask them for 20 cents, because you 20 cents short on the parking meter, you don't got no change, you just need a quarter. Hey miss, can I have a quarter so I can put in this parking meter? Get your broke ass out of my face, asking me for a quarter. Nah, I got money, it's just on the card. Broke ass nigga wanting a quarter. Masculine energy. So once again, you in a situation. First things first, no mental or emotional skills in reference to dealing with a man. And this is important because if a man don't have no mental or emotional skills to deal with you, his ass is grass. No sensitivity, no understanding to your plight. Oh, it's over for his ass. But then if you flip it, if you turn the tables, what is your emotional and mental understanding of a man? That nigga better have his money together. He better have his money and he better look good. And he better fuck me for 2 straight hours. He gotta fuck me for 2 straight hours. He gotta be over 6 foot tall. Cause if he can fuck me for 2 straight hours and have 6 figures in the bank and he 5'7", I gotta let him go. Cause I need to feel protected too. Did I mention that I need to feel protected? So all of this masculine energy that you don't have, and you got standards for how it is to enter your life. It has to be over 6 foot tall. Of course, this is not everybody. Some people love people equally and ethically. But for the most part, motherfuckers are completely one-sided in reference to their love energies. And because you're one-sided, you will be single perpetually. I've never, and I'm the type of person that I've done countless readings, talked to plenty of women, hundreds of women. Never once have I met a woman that says, I love men. I love men. I'm interested in men. I want to give to men. I want to pour into men. I want to just understand the intricacies, the ins and outs of manhood. my mind says that they don't feel that understanding men is a necessary process to life. Because on the inverse of that is, I'm starting this sisterhood. I'm with these group of women, and I just want to teach women, and I just want to help women, and meaning that there are no mental and emotional skills that are learned, developed, and enveloped, and grown to get a full understanding of men. Is just a complete dismissal and a complete patience for a man to get to your level. And all I'm saying is, relationships, men, are extremely simple. And if you wanted a man, just simply love a man, get to know a man, understand that man before you bring your emotions and feelings to it. Because every time I'm in a relationship situation with any woman, she loves me more the first day than she did the 100th day. And to me, that don't make sense, because I love her more the 100th day than I did the first day. So quite generally speaking, in a regular general sense, a woman loves the man in her mind more than she loves the actual man in her bedroom. Because the man in her mind is a level of perfect that the man in her bedroom will never be. But once again, masculine energy is very reactionary. It learns the hard way. And it learns and it keeps things as facts, as security, as barriers, as boundaries, as protection from them and hurt. So a masculine energy will build a house. A masculine energy will make money. And a masculine energy will do all of the things in life to build the ego. And then I see women follow up under this masculine energy. So it's not about the mental and emotional and intrinsic energies that you have learned and mastered. No, you're talking about the money that you make, the things that you've bought, the things that you have, and that's fine. But I'm not saying that is good or bad. I'm saying that is masculine. And sometimes too much masculine energy into a feminine vessel, you ruin your law of attraction. So in understanding the modality of laws of attraction, you got to understand that feminine energy is much different than masculine energy, and you will exist and live in the same world regardless of what energy you choose. So you could be a woman exuding masculine energy and not know it because nobody is telling you, because nobody has the dialogue to pinpoint that's hella masculine, sis. And if that's what you're going for, fine. But if 10 times out of 10, when I talk to people, would be more interested in learning the intricacies of feminine energy. But there is no kind of conversation when you dealing in the realms of survival. Because you got to pay your bills, you got to pay your bills, you got to pay your rent. And then reactionary energy is, well, I was fucking on this dude. I wasn't planning a life. I wasn't thinking about the future. I wasn't thinking about 18 years from now. I was thinking about right now, and I was fucking this dude and I got pregnant. What can I do about that? Well, as a man, it's very important for me to take care of my kids. So 10 times out of 10, you gotta really fuck on niggas that really feel this way. Cause if you're fucking as a man, I can tell the difference between if I'm just trying to get some pussy or I'm trying to cultivate and nurture a relationship long term. Cause 10 times out of 10, if I'm trying to cultivate and nurture and progress within a relationship, the last thing that I'm trying to do is get up in them guts. Why is this important? Because no matter how smart I am, no matter how brilliant I am, no matter how masculine or energetic or whatever the case may be, if I'm having sex with a woman, there's a possibility that a child would come. So the young men who get pussy acting like this shit is cool, that shit is never cool. But if you do not have the dialogue or the conversation to say, hey, this could be an 18-year investment, these guts that you about to dive into. Because when it all play out, none of this shit falls into my favor. When it all plays out, it don't fade into the mother's favor either. Because now she has to come up with a solution to deal with the fact of not having the actual masculine energy for real in the home. And then she can't even blame nobody but herself. But the dialogue is not into being accountable for your actions in the realms of relationships. It's very simple to say, fuck that nigga, he ain't shit. Why ain't that man taking care of his kids? And I'm like, damn, I would never even think about not taking care of my kids. It would never process my mind. Maybe the relationship don't work out, but the kids is always going to be taken care of. Not when they turn 18 either. If I gotta take care of my kids and I'm 72 and my kids is 45, still my babies. This is my mentality as a man. Now, if I could have got fucked on by a girl and not had this mentality, I could have thought, hey, I'm gonna just get this shit and quit this shit and keep it moving. But the action in response to my mentality is the same. Sex begets children. So, what's the overall solution in relation to masculine energy versus feminine energy? Masculine energy is a response to trauma, negative situations. You figure it out, and this is necessary. But these are not things for which I stand upon as the things that build me up, my masculine energy. These are making money that's inconsequential to my life. That's masculine energy. Feminine energy are the things that I do to serve my higher self and deeper consciousness and deeper truths to life. This is what boosts me up, not my reaction to negative situations. Because you can live a life as a reaction to negative situations over being a life full of initiation, a life full of truth, a life full of understanding. Like, yo, today I'm going to climb Mount Everest. Today I'm going on a vacation. Today I'm doing this. I'm initiating my life based upon the things that I wish to experience. There's no fear in initiation. There's no recoil and whew, that's crazy. There's no bounce back in emotional energy or feminine energy. Feminine energy is when a woman loves you abundantly. Okay, what's feminine energy? Feminine energy is the love that you received for your mom. You weren't a good person. You weren't a stand-up person. You didn't make a lot of money. You didn't have muscles. It wasn't nothing special about you at all. And your mom poured an abundance of love upon you. That's pure feminine Cancerian energy. When you get out the house and turn 18 and walk into the world, you still need that level of feminine energy. But somehow, some way, the world is set up to where we experience negative things. And these negative things bring about our masculine archetype. But our masculine archetype is what we would call the foundation for the building of our life. Never once have you walked up to a building and said, whoa, this foundation is strong as hell. I ain't never seen no foundation this strong. This is about the craziest foundation I've ever seen in my life. So the foundation is underground, but if that building does not have a foundation, that building doesn't exist. So we exist within our trauma, we exist within our pain, but these are the things that bring forth life. And once we adopt the spiritual motifs and the spiritual understandings of masculine and feminine energy, we don't go about life in a way of saying, have you seen my foundation? Have you seen my foundation? That don't make sense, but this is what the fuck people do. I haven't met a person yet. I'm still out here meeting people, but please prove me wrong. Everybody that I know, that I come across, wants to tell me about their foundation. They want to tell me about their masculine energy. They want to tell me about the negative things that they've overcame. As if I haven't overcame negative things. They imagine because I call myself the mystic and I put out books that I have never experienced negative things. But please ask the people in my family that know me about my life. Filled with negative experiences. A smorgasbord, a who's who of negative experiences, but that's my foundation. That is my basement. You don't get to see that. You now get to see my initiation. You now get to see my outpour of positive information, because I don't have anything to overcome anymore, because I fully understand this spiritual energy. And this is what I'm trying to bring forth. But because I bring it forth, it matters to nobody, because these are things that I've understood for myself. But if you can't understand your energy as masculine and feminine and how it shows up, are you reacting? Are you initiating things and how it shows up? Then you're a complete machine. And everything that happens bad in your life is not a result of what happens from other people. Everything that happens in your life are the choices that you make based upon you not tuning into yourself. Another level of this is being rushed. If you ever find yourself being rushed, getting the kids ready for school, going to work, doing stuff for people, friends and family make you feel rushed, you going to a party, that is not of the spirit. These are things that I had to learn. When I'm in the space of just doing what I need to do, when I need to do it, I'm on my path, but I'm not rushed. And if I want to sit in the parking lot for an extra 10 minutes to read a book, then that's what I'll do. I'm never rushed or never feeling forced or pressured, because that's masculine energy. That's very reactionary. When I'm in the space of seeking out feminine energy, I don't respond to pressure. Because a lot of y'all is trying to pressure a nigga into a relationship. It's all about what I've done for you and not about what you've done for yourself. Not out of a space of fear. So the reason why a woman might love you at first, and then, not to say that she doesn't love you as the time goes on, but it's more of a fear, more of an attachment, more of a I need this person versus I love this person and I'm here to benefit his life. I'm here to be the goddess to this person, meaning that I'm supposed to give 1,000% to this person without expecting zero in return. That's feminine energy. That's like a lady wearing a beautiful dress. Feminine energy is just her walking down the street, getting her Black and Mild from the store. Like, damn, you that beautiful, buying a Black and Mild from the store? That don't even make sense, but feminine energy, baby, I'm here for it. Masculine energy is when these girls get naked on OnlyFans and ask you for $10. Because somewhere down the line, she feels negative towards having sex for free. Because the last time she had sex for free, it didn't work out. Or she gave a picture away for free and she was embarrassed. So this time, she's going to do the same thing, except she's going to get $10 a month. Now, if we remove the veil of money, she's doing the same exact thing that she did, but now she's getting monopoly money instead. Make it make sense. What I'm saying is, money don't exist, only in your mind. So our actions should not be compelled to money. Does that mean that you'll be broke? No, you'll probably be more abundant if you do the thing that you love. Because the thing that you love might get a person to say, ooh, that's a beautiful painting. You must love painting. How much for that painting? I want to hang it up in my wall. $500 for that painting. How long it take you to do that painting? 2 hours. So you mean to tell me you made $500 worth of 2 hours worth of work for doing something that you love, but something that you don't love, it'll take you 40 hours to make that same $500. So who has the more abundant mindset, the feminine person or the masculine person? If that person is afraid to be broke, to get kicked out on the streets, so they will go to work based upon their fear. But when it comes to what they truly love, they don't give it the interest. Well, I really love to sing. I really love to make beats. I really love to play my guitar, but I gotta pay these bills, hood. If that ever made sense, please let me know. And I think, well, I know that we're not having the conversations in relations to what's masculine energy and what's feminine energy. Why does my masculine energy exist? Why is my feminine energy being ignored? Because 10 times out of 10, you would just be saying, well, I make a lot of money. I'm super successful. And none of the men that I wants me. Do you perpetually provide positive energy to the men that you like, sis? No. Why not? Because something bad happened in the past, hood. And because bad shit happened in the past, I'm thinking that it's going to happen in the present. This is a complete illusion and false illusionary thought, but I think it's real, so I'm going to hold on to it. Well, you still single? Yeah, I'm still single. Single like a dollar bill. You want to be single? No, not at all. I want to be with the man that I want. Do you provide positive energy to him? No. Okay, wait. Let's just sit for a second and just kind of just sit here for a second. You are single, and there is a man that you like, but you would not let him know for whatever reason. Because you fear the actual result of your love and positive energy. And I say, man, in this world, that's all we need is women to be initiative with the positive love that they have within themselves and to give it freely. Not to be in fear of, if I give you this love, you got to give me my rent back. You got to pay me $8.50 for rent. And see, it could be nutrition. It could be workout routines. It could be spells. It could be rituals. It could be meditation techniques. It could be guided meditations. It could be all sorts of things that you can help the collective out. But you want a particular return for your efforts. That's masculine energy. And masculine energy is fine. That is the foundation for life. But you do not build a building full of fucking foundations. The foundation is one eternal event that is perpetual, and we don't need to always go in the basement all the fucking time for reassurance of the foundation. That's like the 90th floor, just going to make sure, hey, I was on the 90th floor and I was just coming down to the basement to make sure that you were good down here. The 90th floor is just a addition to the facts of having a strong foundation. Even more so, the foundation has the 90th floor in mind in its inception. So your negative energies has your height in mind. It already knows that you're going to be in a positive space. This is why you incur the negative energy. But if you bring your negative energy unconsciously into your present relationships, there's some shadow shit in there that you have to absolutely work out. Because when I say that I got my shit together, I'm not even lying to you. And it's not based upon anybody. Meaning that I can personally just go to a forest right now and just be cool with the world and everything. I've figured that part out. What is it simply for me? You will get my honesty every time. And anybody that crosses my DM threshold, I don't give a fuck if you're not providing positive energy within my life. Because generally, people would cross the thresholds of my DM and they would be like, well, you the hood mystic and you on that mystical spiritual shit. You supposed to care about my negative energy and my masculine energy. And I say, no, the fuck I don't. You can kick rocks, big rocks. I demand positive experiences in my life. And if you do not want to give me positive experience in my life, I'm not going to rack my brain about why you're not giving me positive experiences. Because in the meantime, in between time, guess what Kyrie is doing for Kyrie? Providing Kyrie with positive experiences. So why would I stop providing myself with positive experiences so you could talk about your baby daddy? Why do you think I care about your past? Especially if it was filled with mistakes. Do you think that I have this special magical tool that removes negative energy? If you think that, you're mistaken. I don't know how to put toothpaste back into the tube. I understand that negative situations are the foundation for the cement that provides the foundation for my life. But beyond those negative situations that I've experienced, been there, done there, got the t-shirt and a ticket, baby, I don't need it no more. From this point on, I only need positive experiences. And this is how I grow. But understanding that, I gotta kind of communicate to people that you gotta be initiative with your positive experiences, because if you're waiting on me to do something that will encourage you to become positive, well, I don't buy it. I don't believe it. That's cap to me. I don't think that if I give you $1 million that you then is going to give me the best pussy on the planet. I don't think so. I don't think it actually worked like that. I believe in unconditional love over conditional love. To which I know at this particular point of being 36, I'll be 37 this year. And I know for a fact that if people want to provide positive energy into your life, they will. And if people want to manipulate you and bring you into negative spaces, they will. Why would a person bring you into negative spaces? Because they bring themselves into negative spaces. Why would a person want to provide positive experiences in your life? Because they provide themselves with positive experiences in your life. Sometimes you need to take care of yourself. But sometimes when you take care of yourself, people then want to slide in your DMs and say, hey, I see you practicing self-care over there, looking good. You got any of that self-care for me? You say no, but I got a big rock your ass can kick though. Because what needs to happen, family, when we tuned in and tapped into our souls, is that everybody else going to follow suit. Just because I'm tapped into my soul and accessing my level of prosperity and abundance does not mean that I have shit to share with you when I got my inner child to serve. I got my ancestors to serve. I got the guides to serve. I got so much non-physical energies and entities. I got future customers to serve. I'm not thinking about you, fam. I'm hoping that you tuned in and tapped into your soul and elevated on an internal spot. If you're talking about the shit that you're doing for other people, oh yeah, I'm a psychic just like you. I be healing this person, I be healing that person. Oh yeah, we the same. No, we not. The only person Kyrie heal is Kyrie. Everything that I do is because I need it. It may not look like that, and I might frame it as such, and I might do business, and I might market, and I might brand myself, but at the end of the day, those are things to do that assist in the actual journey. But when you do those things, you get particular results. But I can separate my business from my spiritual work and then integrate those two things. And that's why I do these IG lives. That's why I get on YouTube and give you guys updates from the spiritual work that I'm doing, the deeper understandings, and then bring it to a point where I can have a conversation about it, and you can take the information and you can have a conversation about it, so forth and so on. But the deeper reality, man, is that I'm gonna tell you straight out, if you a man and a woman isn't perpetually positive every single day, then you need to step away from that woman. If she's giving you her ass to kiss, if she's talking about what you're not doing, if she's angry, if she's upset, if she's coping, and these things become a perpetual thing, and people will say, well, hood, you gonna just be like that if a person is gonna just be mad someday? You know, people have good days and bad days, hood. I don't bar that. You could bar that. You can live in that realm where your girl is giving you all types of trouble and energies and negative energies and, you know, talking shit to you. She having a bad day, so that's an excuse, and you walking on eggshells and shit. You can live like that. I'm not barring that. In this present moment, I personally am come to the conclusion within myself that I need perpetual positive experiences ad nauseum. Until I say that's enough positivity, then at that point, give me all of the attitudes, give me all of the bullshit, give me all of the snot, give me all of the tears, all of the negativity from dealing with your exes and things of that nature and all of that. Do it if I say it, you know, if I want that. But if I don't want that, don't imagine that that's cool. So how do you get from one place to another place? Because 10 times out of 10, y'all in relationships with dudes just to give them hell. And I'm not mad at y'all. If you unconscious to a situation, you probably don't even want to give your boyfriend hell. Man, to digress, I seen a whole bunch of Father's Day posts and it'd be like, Happy Father's Day to the worst nigga ever, but I still love you. Happy Father's Day to this nigga who's all right. You was an okay dude. Happy Father's Day. You was real regular with the kids. Like, you picked up the kids a few times. Happy Father's Day. It was like the most underhanded, most disrespectful Father's Day post ever. And I'm like this: if you are not prepared to love me every day unconditionally, then you might not be prepared for a relationship. If you was imagining that the man in your life was going to be perfect because you journaled it, because you put the nigga on your vision board, you got goddamn Tyrese's lips, Terrence, you got Bob Marley's hair, you got the body of Jason Momoa, and you got this person on your vision board, and you just waiting for Mr. Perfect. But once again, if we start getting into the minutia and the intricacies of manhood, it's going to make you queasy. It's going to make you nauseated. So that queasiness and that nausea that you experience when understanding the reality of men, the only solution that you have is to go back into your journal, back into your fairy tale, back into your spiritual modality to manifest a man. And I say that if any of that spiritual shit worked, the women that was talking about it would then bear witness to the reality of the man. And of course, the man exists low-key or high-key in the shadows. Because 5 times out of 10, the man don't exist, and 5 times out of the 10, he not as serious as the spiritualists would make him out to be. Because spiritualists like to exaggerate the facts. Spiritualists imagine that if you're not doing spirituality, you're not going to be prosperous. When the reality of prosperity and money getting is not a spiritual process. You're not going to get into relationships. When the reality of people get into relationships, they always get into relationships, whether they say namaste or not. You got to do spiritual sex. Well, people been having sex before we knew what spirituality was, meaning that life is life. When you bring in the spiritual, you're not then doubling back and say, now I want to have a healthy relationship. I done tapped into my ancestors. Oh, I'm tapped into the spirituality. Now I can have money. Maybe at the lower levels of spirituality, but in astrology, they got these things called transpersonal planets, meaning that your personal experience is transformed. So if you are in the realms of transformation, you cannot expect in reference to outcomes, in reference to how the energy is going to play out. The easiest way to manifest things is to simply tune into your soul. Because you're going to transform into something different, and what you're manifesting is going to be necessary for your transformation. But if you have ideas that you're trying to hold, like I want to manifest a playground, right? You're 5 and you're saying, you can manifest anything in the world. You're like, cool, I want to manifest the playground. But then you get 16 and then they're like, okay, your 11 years sun cycle manifestation portal has ended. Here's your playground. You're fucking 16 now. You got a playground, but it's of no use to you because in the realms of setting your attention versus the time it took for it to transform, your mental has completely transformed. So in reference to conditional relationships and loving a person or expecting a certain thing, as you grow in spirit, the things that you want are going to change. So to manifest is not to want something. To manifest is to tune into the soul and be like, damn, I manifested this today. Damn, I manifested that today. Damn, I manifested this today. And you're in a cycle of perpetual manifestation because you're doing what the soul wants you to do. I'm not only a fucking client, I'm the fucking president of this shit. I'm only talking about what I've experienced in the realms of some major problems that were occurring in my life. Last night, I went to sleep, and for the first night in probably a year and a half, I did not focus on the problem. I focused on the soul. Today, I wake up and my wife says, guess what, Kyrie? I talked to such and such, and the problem that we've been working on for this past 18 months has been solved. Small victories, very large victories, really, but it comes across as small. This can happen ad nauseum, perpetually in your life as a system. But there's a couple of caveats. You get what you put out. So if you give with the opportunity to get your ends meet, then that's what you'll receive. Your ends will be met. But if you give for prosperity, you give with the opportunity that if you were to buy this product, if you were to listen to this video, if you were to tap into my service, you would be more prosperous, you would be more sexier, you would be more magnetic, you would live a better life, then this is all I'm giving. A person can overlook what you give. A person can look at this video and flag it. Block me because they don't like the things that I'm saying. But yet my intention stands, and how a person responds, positive or negative, is inconsequential to the vibration that I will have tomorrow. Because guess what I got planned doing tomorrow? Providing positive, prosperous energy that one could tune in and tap into their soul with. And it's not reliant upon the views and the success that this video gets. Meaning that the give and the information and the understanding is perpetual, and I am just a vessel in a channel, and it, at the same point, as much as it has to do with me, it has nothing to do with me. For which, what I'm in the realms of experiencing from now, here on out, is perpetual, positive emotions without compromise. And this is going to take the energies that are responsible for that to wrap their minds around that. Because I may have given off the impression that I'm here to solve your problems. And in truth, I've solved my problems. So the next step is getting you to solve your problems by giving you the tips that I've used to solve mine. By tuning in and tapping in to my inner conscious self. The soul resides at the top of your stomach, in the middle of your, like the middle of your belly. It's called the solar plexus chakra. It is also the subconscious mind. Sub meaning under, conscious meaning what you're thinking. So the brain would be conscious. The subconscious would be under the conscious. So a lot of our magnetization and overall prosperity work is found in your digestive tract. It's found in your ability to really clear this information highway up. That's the physical level. Now the spiritual level is a meditation that I utilized yesterday and spoke to on my YouTube channel. The video is called In Yad We Trust. And it's a very intense meditation. You can do it as you sleep or if things get tough. The purpose of this meditation is for an individual to tune into their soul. So it is a visualization. So with visualizations, you can do it thou wilt. I'm just giving you the framework to tune into your soul in real time. Now, in the middle or the top of your abdomen, your solar plexus chakra, out the middle of your back, energy can go in and out of your solar plexus chakra. But your solar plexus chakra is always a magnet. So when the energy goes out, it goes around your body and comes back in. That's one loop. Then you have another loop to go onto the right side of your body. So it's a perpetual infinity loop going in two different ways. This is the first step. And then you do it up and down. So you have another loop from the top of your body to the middle of your body going in and out. So now you have 3 loops spinning around your body. Now we're doing the bottom. In, out, in, out. And so now you have 4 successful infinity loops going from the left side of your body to the right side of your body to the top and to the bottom. Now just fan these energies out. So now you have a perpetual psychic circle of energy going in and out of your solar plexus chakra. You are sending energy out and you are magnetizing energy back in at a high level. You tune into this in meditation. You're visualizing and you're not moving. You can do it while you're moving, but 10 times out of 10, it's better as you go to sleep. And I want you to think about this above all things. Why? Because the shit that you're thinking about is inconsequential. What are we doing? We are providing ourselves with the awareness of the fact that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. And if you vest this energy, meaning thought equity, into the fact that you're a spiritual being, the manifestations are endless. The caveat is that you cannot do this for anybody else. So ultimately, you can teach, you can aid, you can assist if this is what you want to do. You'll eventually need to do it, but I'm just setting the table. Setting the table is not always eating. Sometimes you set the table, your guests come, and they're like, this is beautiful kitchenware, beautiful tablecloth, love the cabinets, love the windows in the background, but where the fuck the food at, man? So the food is your teaching, your services, your business. But to provide a positive experience for people, you have to provide that positive experience for yourself. And over time, everything will balance itself out. So this has just been a random kind of pop-up conversation in reference to masculine and feminine energy, and also tuning into the soul, and also providing positive relationships for the people that you wish to provide positive relationship energy for. One would say, if you feel like I really love this person, but I don't want to shower them with positive energy, it's because you're hurt. And if you're hurt and you're staying in that hurt, you're staying in your masculine principle. But your masculine principle is your foundation, meaning that it's important to experience that pain, experience that hurt. But if we're really focused on growth, we're able to let it go. And if we let it go, the alternative is to be perpetual and providing positive experiences. So thank y'all for listening. Hopefully this message uplifts and brings about positive energy in your life, so you could begin to provide positive energy for others. Any questions, comments, or concerns? Can you touch on when to trust your feelings? You should trust your feelings 1,000%. The idea would be, why wouldn't you trust your feelings? And then it would be, well, I fear the negative response that will come behind me trusting my feelings. But it depends on what angle you're looking at. But in any angle, I would say always trust your feelings. Even to the point that if your feelings show that they're not true, then that would be something that you know. Well, I can't trust my feelings on this because they tend to have a negative response. But ultimately, you have to explore what your feelings are saying. And another thing would be, your feelings could be, I'll give you an example. So I was spending the night over somebody's house this weekend. And when I was over the house, it was a lot of fear energy. And so when you walk into the portal of a person's house, you begin to think in a certain way. But if you're not aware of people's portals and people's thoughts just kind of being like minds in a field, and you can just walk into a thought, right? So if I was to trust what I was feeling and what I was thinking, and then how my thinking made me feel, I would have been in a perpetual state of fear. But in order to separate and understand that, wait a second, I'm over somebody's house, and for two, I don't even necessarily think like this, so let me process. And then when I stepped back, I was able to kind of see, okay, this isn't even me. So ultimately, I can trust that. But I would say examine every feeling, every emotion. The more that you can examine an emotion, the less it could exist. Harder said than done. But when you're experiencing emotion, it's hard to separate from it because you think you are that emotion. Like you think that you're really that angry. But if you just simply say, why am I angry? Where's this anger coming from? That would definitely separate you from that actual energy. And trust me, super harder than it sounds so easy. But when you're angry, it's hard to separate from those energies and vibrations, but it can be done. Any advice on protecting yourself from other people's energy in this regard? That's another thing. Examining the thoughts that you have constantly, especially if they're of the negative vibration, to create the space in, like, I know that you want a simple answer, and you might imagine that I have a simple answer for that, and it is quite simple. But the effort and the maintaining of your mindset in reference to your emotional energy is just so hard to do. Because if something is triggering you, if something is bothering you, then you have to actually face that shit and be like, no, not today. And you might win today. And your energy or emotions, it'd be like a bad guy. Like, all right, you won today, Batman, but I'll be back on your ass tomorrow. But tomorrow I'm bringing a Joker with me. So now you might have small victories where you say things. And even so, we got to incorporate relationships. This is major key in communication. You could be saying stuff like, you know, Mom, I don't like this. My girlfriend, I don't like this. My boyfriend, I don't like this. And they be like, oh, you don't like it? We ain't gonna do that again, baby. Oh, I didn't even know. 2 months later, they doing the same shit. And you like, and then you like, remember the conversation that we had about the shit that I didn't like and you said you weren't gonna do it again? Conversation? I don't remember no conversation about that. And you're just like, wow, damn, am I crazy? Are we crazy? So ultimately, when you involve people into your spiritual process, that it's going to make it even difficult. So once again, taking it in 24-hour chunks and really going to fighting for your emotional peace of mind. And then ultimately, if you get into a space where this situation is disrupting my peace of mind, whether it's a relationship, living with your baby mama, living with your parents, you know, all right, being in this situation, it pissed me off, but this person paying my rent, or I'm attached to this person, or we got kids together. The ultimate of shadow shit is to separate from that negative situation, ultimately. That is the shadow shit. You know what I'm saying? I ain't about to kick it with you no more, because you pissing me off. Because 10 times out of 10, motherfuckers be getting off on taking advantage of you. So when you do shadow shit, shadow work, you're like, nah, no more. I'm done. And it take everybody for a blow, but the next level is, if it's real, they'll understand. If it's some fake shit, they'll get all crazy. What you doing? You switching up the program? That's when you know your emotions is super de-duper on point. Because if it wasn't true, see, this is the thing. When you in your lie, everything is cool. People like, hey, Travis, what's good with you, man? Hey, you know, it's like WandaVision. And then when you step into your truth, it's World War III. But ultimately, you'll get to a point where your truth and your inner peace is the most important thing. And if the world want to go into a full-fledged war over you finding inner peace, then let them war. But at the same time, you done the right things in reference to your mind being all and its overall goodness being something that you can actually is tangible to you. It's not a theory or abstract reasoning or a compromise with people. But yeah, man. You know me, I got work to get to. I think I'm like 99% done with the class. I'm gonna definitely do some proofreading and some rehearsing. I like to rehearse things, so I'm gonna really talk through the class. Like I'm gonna just do like a real dry rehearsal and get my team on board and work through just the presentation. I got some people that's gonna assist me in this endeavor, and yeah, shadow work June 26th this Saturday. Since I got a class this Saturday, you could expect more content from me. So Tuesday, today's Tuesday, I'll be doing something. Wednesday, we'll be talking about the full moon. Thursday, Chakra Nova, of course. Friday, to be determined. But in between now and whenever, me and Dark Serpent, we're working on this crazy ass presentation that don't have nothing to do with nothing of what we talking about, like some whole other shit. So I'm really excited for that. And yeah, man, we just working, staying busy, doing internal work, relationship work, children work, all types of work, shadow work. And it's like, man, it's an amazing journey to understand, like, to be in a space where you can see all of this shit happening, but at the same time, what I'm bringing forth is much different. And for me, that makes me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because it does at times feel like, damn, it's a lot of people saying the same shit and everybody's spiritual and this, that. But, you know, I really think like I'm doing something not different, like in an egotistical way, but in a way that keeps me inspired to speak and to reach out. We got some vending events that's coming up in July. July is gonna be crazy. August 4th, I have another class with Miss Nadia Shaw. We're doing chakra astrology. So my whole July is going to be really based upon creating 2 courses. So I'm going to do a teachable course, but then I'm gonna do like a mini course for Synchronicity University. So the mini course is going to be on that platform, but then if you like, this is interesting, I want to learn more, you'll be able to sign up for the teachable class. So chakra astrology, where I'm combining Chakra Nova and astrology explained, and just like they're gonna just like have real nasty sex and have a baby, and it's gonna be called chakra astrology. And yeah, it's gonna be very, very lit, because what it is human design without the I Ching. And so, not to say that I Ching is bad, I just didn't have enough time to incorporate the studies of I Ching in reference to everything that I'm putting out. So at a certain point, because it's like a million different things that I want to study and bring forward, that I Ching is just kind of like on the list. But in the space of just what we have already, we have chakras fully understood, we have astrology in a full grasping, we can understand both of these things. So what do these 2 things have in common? And that's what we'll explore in chakra astrology. So I want to get a point to people can read their charts, understand their chakras, and not be like, well, My chakras and my astrology are just two separate things. I want you to be able to see your chakras in your chart. So that's going to be super cool, super interesting. And once again, I'm super honored for all of these opportunities to do what I love to do and get paid for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hope everybody is out here doing today and subsequently. But please do not imagine me to have it all figured out. I'm in the space of really looking for people that are interested in providing positive, perpetual energy in reference to whatever. Like, what is your skills? What is your talents? Where are your reviews? What have you done? And what can you do that is interested in helping out a collective? And if these are things that are interesting to you, DM me, email me, hoodmystic@gmail.com. Whatever, just out here, just trying to see what's out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? But with that being said, I'm going to sign off. Get ready for Mystic Math, which takes place tomorrow. I'll be live on IG at about 8:20 a.m. So set your alarm for 8:15. Get the crust out of your eye. Get that morning breath up out and meet me tomorrow